Hello students, today we will study about structure of heart. Human heart is a pumping organ. It pumps blood and makes sure that every cell of our body should get oxygen and blood supply. You can see in this picture how the veins are spread in our body. So all these red and blue veins are taking blood from heart and supplying it to the body, and heart also collect oxygenated blood from lungs and supply it to body parts, and collect deoxygenated blood from the body parts and supply it to lungs. Now, heart is a muscular organ about the size of our fist. Okay, you can see in this picture. Heart is located slightly left in our chest. Human heart is protected by a double layer called pericardium. Pericardium protects the heart by anchoring it to the surrounding tissue, so the heart stay in place. This blue lining outside in this diagram, you can see that is pericardium. Okay. It also prevents heart from overflowing. In first sight, our heart is divided into two sides, left side and right side, which is separated by a cardiac septum. Now, each side is again divided into upper and lower part. That means two upper parts and two lower parts are there. Two upper parts are atrium, auricle chamber, and lower two parts are ventricles. So this tells us that our heart has four chambers. What are they? They are left atrium and left ventricle in the left side, and right atrium, which is upper right side, and right ventricle lower right side. The right atrium receives oxygen poor blood, that is deoxygenated blood from the body, and pumps it to the right ventricle. Right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood obtained from right atrium to the lungs. Right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. The left atrium receives oxygen rich blood, which is oxygenated blood, from the lungs and pump it to the left ventricle. Now, walls of the heart. There are four walls, but we will study them in two categories. The heart has two types of walls that keep blood flowing in correct direction. They prevent backflow of blood. The walls between atria and ventricle are called atrioventricular valves. Tricuspid valve is present in between right atrium and right ventricle. The valve which is connecting right atrium and right ventricle is called tricuspid valve. It is tricuspid, and a bicuspid valve is present in between left atrium and left ventricle. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves are together called atrioventricular valves because they are present in between atrium and ventricle. So tricuspid and bicuspid valves are together called atrioventricular valves. The valves between the left ventricle and the aorta is the aortic semilunar valve. left ventricle and aorta, that valve is called aortic semilunar valve. When the ventricle contracts, atrioventricular valve closes to prevent blood from flowing back into arteria. When the ventricle relaxes, semilunar valve close to prevent blood flowing back into ventricle. So student, this is all about structure of heart. Thank you.